probably 3 months ago now, I spoke to Julie on the phone, Julie Buxton, and she said, Nigel, I've got an idea. I thought, oh dear. How about organising a walk, a great big long march, from Gloucester right the way through to London? Oh my God, that can't be done. No, that's going to be a disaster. She persevered, and I must admit, I said this to Julie last week, I never really expected it to really take off. And it did. Big time. Big time. There's been all sorts of different incidents along the way. But Julie has worked tirelessly almost 24/7 for the weeks before the walk started, and all the way through, right the way through to today now. There's various others that have done the same. Well, Kevin's done an amazing job planning the route and doing all sorts of things all the way through, right the way through to John, who looked after who was the support vehicle. James did a fantastic job. I don't know, there's no end anyway. I'm sure Julie will mention everybody. Here she is. Come on, Julie.
Hello. Actually, I can't really mention anyone very much now, except the people that are over there by, looks like a kind of cenotaph thing. Is that Albert? Yeah, it's that Albert over there on that cenotaph. I don't really know what to say. I'm as emotional as, Amma, really. I wish Amma had come over here so she could stand beside me, because she's been beside me all the time that I've been planning it, And I don't think I've really got very much more to say, because when we walked along the roads in London, when we walked and all the traffic was stopped, and everyone, and I spoke to Helen, and I said, how is it, Helen? Is this okay? And she says, it's not as good as last year. But you see, I didn't organise last year, so I don't know how it felt for people last year. I know only how it felt for me. And we had so many restrictions that we must walk on the pavement, that we couldn't have placards, that we couldn't make a noise, all kinds of things, that our PA, we couldn't have one. We weren't officially supposed to do so many things, but then we're not supposed to officially complain about the fact that they're killing badgers. And just over a year ago now, I started hearing that they were going to kill badgers, and I thought, this is really stupid. Why would they do that? What's wrong with a badger? I don't know anything about badgers, really. That's what I was like. And I'm not that much more improved now in terms of what I know. But I spent about 3 months every night when I got home from work reading about them. And then when I finally waited for them to make the decision whether they were going to have the cull or not, and they made that decision, I thought, what bastards, how could they do that? How stupid, And I still didn't know very much. I only knew what I'd read, and I still thought that all these experts would come out and say, oh, actually, that's a mistake. They're not going to cull. I didn't know that they'd already done, so many terrible things all the time anyway to the badgers. And so that night I went out, and just round the corner from where I live, they've knocked down a building, and they were going to build a Tesco of all things, which I never shop at, And they've got these big white hoardings. And, I haven't done anything like this since I was 20. I've lived in the shadows for 30 years, not complaining, in public about things, just privately complaining. And I went out and I wrote "Save the Badger" in a pencil, and I ran home again. And I thought, I hope they haven't seen me, but did I write it big enough, And then 2 days later, they had a farmer's market round the corner from where I live in Moseley. And I thought to myself, I'm going to go there and say something. And I didn't have any leaflets. I've never got any leaflets. My printer doesn't work. So I went round the corner and I saw a stall where they were selling cheese. And it said they were from Gloucester. And I didn't know where the coal zone was. So I said to them, is it in the coal zone where they're going to kill badgers? And the man was Polish and he didn't know. He says, I'm just selling the cheese. I said, okay, well, can you ring the farmer and ask him if his farm is in the coal zone? And he said, well, no, you ring them. I said, I haven't got a phone, you ring them. So we had a little discussion. And for an hour, I stood there shouting or discussing very, in a high voice, saying, excuse me, if you happen to go to this stall, you do realise you might be buying cheese that comes from a farm that might, give them the milk from the coal zone. You could be responsible for killing badgers. And I stood there for an hour while people were pushing me, market inspectors were trying to pull me away, and I was really upset. And I thought, what have I got myself into? didn't know what I'd got myself into. I got myself into this, didn't I, really? What a palaver. Really, what a palaver it's all been, you know. Do you know that word, palaver? It's from Staffordshire, I think. Palaver! Yeah, it's been a palaver. Anyway, so I went home and I had a cry. I thought, oh my God, you know, I'm going to get myself into a bit of trouble here. And I couldn't stop myself from feeling what I felt, feeling passionate about something. And I didn't want to feel that strongly about something. I wanted to just stay in the shadows, you know, really. And what happened is that 3 days after the thing with the market, I only have a shared garden. It's a very big garden, you know, we'd go as far as Westminster. Well, not quite all the way to London, but, you know, it goes down to the embankment. And we get badgers, but I'd never really seen them. I knew they were there. And 3 days later, at about 3:30 in the morning, I suddenly heard a noise, and I went to my window and I looked out, and I'm on the ground floor, and there was the badger. It was just by my door, and I jumped back. I thought, oh my God, you know. I thought, thank you. I thought, thank you. Okay, I can look after you. I'll protect you. I'll do what I can. You've come back. That's fine. You've said thank you. I shall carry on. And that's what I've done. So we organised Birmingham, and a few people came there. I don't know if anyone from here came to Birmingham. Yeah. Well, that was okay. That was fine. That only took 3 months to organise, sleepless nights, you know. And when we'd finished and we'd raised what we'd raised and raised a bit more awareness, I thought, thank God for that. That was over. And then I just happened... Actually, I spoke to Kevin before I spoke to Nigel, and just on Facebook. And Kevin says, Julie, you've started again. You've had an idea. I said, oh, my God, so I have. And then I told Nigel. And then we found Amma, and then we found you lot. And it's been an amazing experience for me today. I was already completely exhausted. I haven't walked 120 miles. I've walked about 3,000 metaphorically, thinking about them, thinking how will they go there? I haven't done this, I haven't done that, you know. But the fact is they did walk. Jess and Julie and Jim as support, you know, and Amma and all those other walkers that came along the way, you know, and Jill with her bike. We can't remember them all. I don't know them all, but you know, they're there. They're there in me now. I won't ever forget what people have done today. I'm never ever going to have another idea. I hope nobody ever listens to me. Never. Thank you.